guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Elena. Привет! I'm your Russian American makeup and beauty addict. I usually do reviews and tutorials, but lately we've been doing only Painted with Raven looks because I'm on it, on Painted with Raven Season 2, on WoW Presents Plus, new episode every Thursday. So this is for episode 5, and this is a homework. We were asked to create a 1930s highlight and contour look for the 1930s movie star. So I researched, Googled, and I came up with this. It's very similar to what I created in the show. So if you guys are interested to see how I did this, then keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so YouTube notifies you of all new stuff I upload. I upload 2 to 3 times a week, and I also go live on some days. So follow me on social media. Everything is in the description box, as well as WoW Presents Plus link. So let's get right into this video. So before going to my bare face, I just wanted to remind you, I was muted the week before, as you know. If you watch it, you know it. I was pissed. First, I was pissed when I was found out. Not even pissed, upset. I even cried a little bit, because I'm not a person to cry about not winning something. Come on, I'm 47, whatever. But, it just hurt that, kind of embarrassing to be in the bottom and to be muted. And I still feel like I deserved it because I didn't do the right look for the right assignment. It was for the wrong look, for the wrong kind of show. Anyway, so I could not do celebrity impersonation. As you can see in the Monday video, I'm gonna link it before so you can watch my Mariah. So that's what I would have done. It's I just love Mariah and I like to do her makeup because she looks totally different. That's why I like it. Anyway, so when I came back, I wanted to do something dramatic and I wanted to kill it the next episode. I wanted to do the main challenge right this time. I wasn't sure what it's going to be, but I wanted to do it right. So anyway, for the homework assignment, they said black and white movie star 30s. So you'll see my thoughts. I'm going to talk about it later. I just wanted to mention that I Googled everything and I made a thorough research because, they give you the homework assignment the night before. So I have dinner, I made my dinner, I'm Googling, schmoogling, and I decided, before I go to bed, I'm still thinking what I'm going to do. But I wanted to be as accurate as movie stars in the 30s and 1930s looks as possible. And it just didn't come out as striking as Elaina'S. Elaina'S was very beautiful. I was like, wow, she looks hot. I mean, that was hot. But I think I was more accurate. Who cares, right? Anyway, let's get right into this. So I did the base already. This is Beauty Base White Base. And we're going for the grayscale. I believe on the show, obviously I got up early as usual. Very sleepy, very tired. And I just went for the base first and eyeshadow later. I remember I had a lot of fallout. And I did my base. Actually, I'm gonna start working and start talking. This is the Makeup Obsession Black is the New Black. I got this in Ireland. That's very dear to me. I was there to visit my friends and I was there with Teresa. I think I got this. So yeah, I still like this palette. I totally had the white. But the blacks here are very soft. They're not like the blackest black. So they're good for green and grease. And then I'm gonna go for the a real black later from elsewhere. Anyway, so the assignment was to create a contour and highlight for the 90s 30s movie star makeup. And when I thought 90s 30s, I was thinking about 90s 20s at first, a very deep makeup, very vampy, finger waves and very deep contour and everything, very dark. And then I looked up and historically, and I kind of knew I was wrong. And I figured, no, this is not it. 90s to 20s was very dramatic, and 1930s is really boring actually. There's nothing really dramatic about it. Everything is more calm and more subdued, and eyeshadow was a kind of a single white light eyeshadow, and the lips, just red lips, and there's no contour. There's just triangular blush that went all the way to your eye, It's like the blush was in fashion, so I decided to put emphasis on the blush because that's very, very 1930s. And it's hard to do blush and grayscale, but I kind of like made it look like blush. So, and as you know, that did not pay off. So this is a Superstar. I think it's from Netherlands. Pretty sure that's like you can get it on Amazon. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess, if you make like small details, but this is supposed to be for the full face coverage, but that was tricky AF. I mean, that was so bad. So I tried to use what they gave us first, because I'm not sure if it was a requirement or was it just a suggestion, but I think I asked somebody or something, or I just decided myself. It wasn't a requirement. But I think some of the contestants thought it was a requirement and they actually used it. I'm like, actually wiped it off. This is the second time I wiped everything off, but I was doing it as a homework before we started filming, but still I was like, nah, that does not look good. So I used grease paints and that worked. I'm just using silver. I'm pretty sure this is not how they did the makeup, but it's gonna make it a little more interesting. Just trying to make it a little more interesting than my look at the show. So for the black and white, we're gonna use my friend's palette, and it's called Spooked. If you guys don't know what, Christina is a sweetheart, and her brand Gourmand Girls, and they have beautiful, beautiful pigmented makeup. And a lot of her palettes now have white and black, which I hugely appreciate, especially like for drag, like you want black and white. So I'm gonna use black and white, and it has a lot of duochromes here. This palette actually is the bomb. I love this palette. That was for Halloween, but this palette is like chef's kiss. So I'm gonna use white because it's a pretty darn pigmented white. So yeah, the fiasco with the face paint, that was funny. I had to wipe it off, so I used grease paint, and I did that first, and then I used eyeshadow on the eyes, and there's like a lot of fallout. I had to fix some like stuff that fell out. That's why with the grease paints, like if I have eyes that's really deep, some black or gray, it's better to do eyes first, because if the eyeshadow falls out and the grease paint picks it up, no matter how much you bake, it's still gonna be stuck on it. So yeah. I'm not using grease paint today, by the way. I'm using my new, beautiful Indie Cosmetics base, but I still want it to be clean, so we do nice first. So it's pretty much it. It's a very simple look. So I'm gonna put some in my waterline. So I want waterline to look deep, because I zoomed in on some pictures from 1930s, and it seems like some of them did have black waterline. So I'm gonna use Tristic pencil just because the first thing I grabbed. And I'm going to set it with actually black and gray eyeshadow, because I want this to be a little more subtle rather than stark black. Because 1930s it wasn't like 20s, like I said. It was a little more subtle. So I'm gonna take a small brush, and I'm gonna use a light in between this gray and this gray, like a real light shades, and set it. Go into my eyeball and set it. See, it kind of creates the same grayscale. It's exactly the effect that I want, just a grayscale. So I'm using Indie Cosmetics foundation. This is the same foundation I used in my last, on the one before the last, Glam Rockstar. I used the purple one. It is a great foundation. I'm using this with a sponge today, just to see how it works with a sponge. It still gives me pretty full coverage. I can see through it a little bit, but I bet I can build it. I think next time I'll just use a brush, because I don't want to waste good foundation on sponges, because the sponge does take out the coverage a little bit. For the neck and chest, I'm probably gonna go with the Mayron Paradise paints, because I don't want to waste this good foundation just for the chest. Mayron's gonna be just fine on chest, but on the face I want something smooth and nice. Look at that coverage. This is good stuff, guys. I'm gonna link them in the description box again. The Indie Cosmetics. It's a small indie black-owned brand, so it's good to support business, and they have amazing stuff. So I'm moving on to contour with the black foundation. It's the same in the beat cosmetics. Why can't I pronounce it correctly? As usual. Blends well. I find that the sponge kind of takes off the foundation a little bit if I push it too much. I mean, any foundation will take off, but it blends really nicely. And by the way, on my chest, I did use the same water-activated paint that they gave us. And it did the same thing again. I shouldn't have, but, you know. This is not like important thing. I can take pictures from neck down, so I just wanted to test it and see if it's real bad, and it is real bad. So I'm contouring with the same palette, the Revolution. It helps that it has so many soft blacks. Just gonna go with the same kind of pattern. And I'm gonna start building up the blush because this is what it looked like in the 1930s. I'm going to insert some images here that I found on the internets to prove the receipts and delete tweets. Okay, it's time to draw dramatic black eyebrows. That's only one thin line. Very 1930s, so just a regular pencil, and I hope that's gonna match, because once I draw this in, there's no fixing it. So I did a simple eyeliner, and now we're doing mascara. I'm just using my cheap Shop Mascara. In 1930s, mascara was very thick and bulky, and it looked like this. I'm gonna insert the picture here. So this kind of thing, fun fact, my mom still used that in the 1980s in Soviet Union. That's what they had there. I don't know if they had any other types, but some reason we used it. Even I used it when I was in the cosmetology, like a beauty school, modeling school. I went to like a modeling school there. I believe it was in 1992. And I remember we still use that kind of mascara. It's like a bar that sometimes you spit on because you're out of water and go with a little kind of a toothbrush thing and you brush it. I remember it was very cakey, but it gave you really big lashes, so that was kind of cool. But it's funny that they still used it in like late 80s, early 90s. So the lashes I applied Style Hollywood from Lily Lashes, and yeah, Hollywood, why not? So 1930s eyebrows were high and thin, so women usually pluck the eyebrows completely so they can put the eyebrows a little higher than the natural eyebrows are, kind of like drag queens. And that was considered to be more of expressive. That's what I read. And the lip shape changed. 1920s was more cupid shape. In 1930s it became more elongated, so more like a long, more like around the ear, I guess, and I kind of like that shape more anyway. I'm gonna try to use a couple of pigments here. This base pigments from Root Cosmetics, Rainbow Spiked. They're very thick, so I figured that would be great for the lip color. I could have used black liquid lipstick, but then I wanted to make it a little more like a red, because when you put red in black and white, it's like it's gonna appear grayish, not black. So yeah, I'm just trying to be very accurate historically, because red lipstick would look black and white picture kind of grayish tone. So I'm gonna mix black and white, and it's gonna give us gray. And here's the final reveal. The wig is a little ratchet, but I just wanted to have something black and white. So 1930s waves became more soft, and 1920s like they had bobs and finger waves, and 1930s more of a Marcel iron waves and some straight style. So it's gonna be kind of a short, messy style. I don't know. There you go. I put contacts in because I felt like I was gonna keep my brown eyes, but brown eyes, that's so warm, and I want it to look cool, like a black and white cool tone. So when you look, it almost looks like a gray scale eyes. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And don't forget to watch Painted with Raven Season 2. A new episode every Thursday on WoW Presents Plus at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And there are 4 current episodes available, 5 actually now, because episode 5, as you already saw it, was a good episode for me. I didn't win the homework, but you saw what happened. Do subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to ring notification bell so YouTube notifies you of all the new videos I upload. I upload 2 to 3 times a week and also go live some days. So follow me on social media, all the links are down in the description box, as well as the WoW Presents Plus link. Go watch. So thank you to all my patrons. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love you all, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!